Hey guys, and I'm Allergic Amanda. And I'm cat-free this video. I don't know where she is right now. Might be my first. We'll see if it lasts. Okay, so I forewarned you of this in my prior video. I have a rant to go on about kind of to piggyback off of what I was talking about before and like allergies not being a visible problem, but also to piggyback off of the video before that where like people don't understand. So this really irritated me. At the end of my hospital stay, after I had been in there a week, I lost 20 pounds because I kept nothing down for like a 2.5 week time period. And I just was in so much pain and sick to my stomach and could not figure out for the life of me like what was going on until I finally listened and were like, okay, I guess we'll treat you with steroids because yeah, you have those food allergies, whatever. And it worked. And that night, right after I ate for the first time in over a week, where the food stayed in my stomach and did not come up completely, and just a little bit, but it was the first day of steroids, and I mean, that was asking a lot. But that night, my nurse, who up until this day, I was like, oh, she's so nice, she's so understanding, like, this is fantastic, I'm so happy to have someone who cares. And it was such a good feeling to think that like someone was genuinely concerned about me, like aside from my family, because I mean, they kind of have to be. But no, they're wonderful. My family, you know, my boyfriend and my extended family and like my close friends, they're all so good with my food allergies, but they're not part of this rant. So I was sitting there and they wanted to discharge me first off before they even knew that the food was going to stay in me. So I was like, okay, so do you want to see me again in your emergency room in 2 days? Because you're not treating me for the allergies and all you're telling me is my gallbladder sucks and doesn't work right. But that's not the cause of all of my problems. So my nurse midway through the day, like talked to my attending doctor, not GI, the ones who decided to go out on a limb and try to treat the food allergy, like side effects. So she went and talked to my attending doctor and they were set to have me go home that night when I'm still not keeping down food and I'm still in pain and they're shooting me up with morphine, for God's sakes. Like that's how much pain I was in. But yeah, let's go send you home. So she comes in and she's like, okay, well, I guess you're not getting discharged tonight because you apparently don't have a ride. And my mom was like, well, I'm not going to come to the hospital and pick you up because you still can't eat. So that's stupid. So I told them, like, no one's coming to get me tonight. Like, I still don't even know if I'm keeping this food down. Like, I haven't even eaten dinner yet. You just gave me my first round of steroids not too long ago. So the nurse, like, midway through the day, made the decision that I'm going to listen to the doctor. I'm going to kick her out. I'm going to stop everything. So, like, she stopped coming for my call bell immediately. She took me off of the IV, like, all kinds of things, just, like, showing me that, like, she just wanted me to go. And then she came in and she had a heart-to-heart with me where she told me that, you know, this form of treatment isn't working and I really shouldn't be taking the steroids because they can have long-term damaging effects on my bones. It's probably not an allergic reaction. Are you bulimic? Yeah. Not an allergic reaction. It's more likely for me to be bulimic than for me to be having some sort of allergic reaction when I have freaking over 10 food allergies and things that don't sit well in my system. Yeah, it makes more sense for me to have an eating disorder. I have never been so offended by like a doctor's comment. And it was, I mean, not even a doctor, a nurse, a healthcare professional's comment, I guess. Like, who thinks that's okay? And who thinks that that's more likely to be the cause than the millions of food allergies I have? Like, it was mind-boggling to me that that is a more viable solution to why I'm puking my guts up. And mind you, I'm like openly throwing up in front of these people. And it's not even like when I have food like allergic reactions, I don't just throw up. Like, it would be nice if it just came up and that was it. And I'm going to get a little graphic here and I apologize. I retch. So it's essentially like, you know, when you're dry heaving, you're like, ugh, ugh. I'm doing that, but food's coming up each time. So it's tiny little bits coming up over an extended period of time. And that's half the reason why I'm still in so much pain, is because my stomach had this huge toll taken out on it, because it would take an hour to expel like the tiniest meal. Like, the day I went in the hospital, I had tapioca cereal, like with coconut milk, something I eat all the time that's like really simple, but there's a little bowl with like maybe that much cereal in it, like depth with like so minor. And that took 55 minutes to come up, because that's how like little tiny bit. But I'm bulimic. That makes more sense. That was the problem. Not that my stomach was swollen from different food contaminants. Nope. I am bulimic, and I'm shoving my finger down my throat because I don't want to eat. That's why I'm puking in front of you, because that makes sense when you have an eating disorder. And like, I'm not saying any of this to insult anyone who has one. It's a very serious problem, and I mean, I hope that anyone who does have one can get proper treatment. But like, I'm saying that I don't have one, and I very evidently do not. Body image is not not my main concern. Eating food and enjoying it is a much bigger concern to me. Like, not being horrified of what's going into my system is a much bigger concern to me than if I'm this size or this size. Like, yeah, I lost 20 pounds. Totally meant to do that. My boyfriend's dad's in the hospital right now. He lost 30 pounds because he had other medical issues. Are they going to go and ask him if he's bulimic too? No, I don't think so. I mean, he's in for a much more serious problem, and please pray for him. But, like, I know I'm not the only person that this hospital has actually accused of having, like, an eating disorder as opposed to a real problem of food allergies. Like, it's not all in my head. I'm sorry. I've been tested by a doctor, and these are actual things that I should not have because my system doesn't like them. Yeah, one of the women in my area, she owns a cupcake shop, and she does gluten-free cupcakes, and she's celiac. And prior to that, she went to the same hospital as me for similar symptoms, and they told her, oh yeah, you have an eating disorder, and they put her on antidepressants. Like, what? I could not believe it that, like, I'm not the only person, and that's awful. Like, I shouldn't have been asked in the first place, but the fact that someone else got asked the same thing, and then they convinced her that she had that problem and put her on antidepressants. Like, I at least knew, no, I don't want to feel this way. I'm not doing this on purpose. I don't care if I lose weight or not. Like, but they actually got her to try and change her lifestyle. And I just cannot believe that. So, if you have gone through problems like this, where people have tried to tell you, oh no, it's all in your head, like, you don't have these food allergies, that's not your issue, please comment or post a response video or whatever your heart desires. But I just need to get this out of my system before I went and did anything fancy like cooking. So, that's that. Like, comment, share. I hope I didn't upset anyone. I mean, I don't know why I would, because I was talking about something that upset me, but it's a personal problem that I just wanted to vent about. But if I did, I'm so sorry. That's not my intention. And I really hope to build a community with this of people who can let themselves just open up about the problems that they're facing with food allergies and whatnots. So thanks, and that's it for today. And again, I am so sorry that these are taking, another 10 minutes. Cool. All right, see you next time.